got to talk about Bitcoin. As you guys can see, we're at 79.4K here with Bitcoin. Still up 10% in the last 7 days and up 25% in the last month. On Bitcoin, last 2 weeks, 25%. So Bitcoin's still doing fairly well, right? Still looking a little bit bullish. It has pushed up recently. So we were waiting for it to pull back down a little bit, but it has pushed up. And I remember I did mention this in the last video, guys. So the bearish divergence. Remember this bearish divergence. We're going to talk about this. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's get straight into it. So like I was mentioning before, we were talking about this in the previous video, how we had bearish divergence on the MACD, which is higher highs on the charts and lower highs on the MACD. And as you can see here, we might just create our next lower high on the MACD if buying pressure comes in here, right? But if no buying pressure comes in here and we just see more selling pressure speeding up, then we're going to see this continuing to sell off. And then we're going to see the price continuing to drop down to this area that we were mentioning before, which is 75K, which is close to where our 50-day moving average is on our 4-hour chart. But as you can see, it's kind of trying to go sideways, almost like it's waiting for that 50-day moving average to come up here so it can tap it and have a continuation upward. So there's a possibility that could happen too. And also with that bearish divergence on the MACD, we're actually noticing here on the %R trend exhaustion, the long-term trend, which is the blue line up here, is staying overbought. It's not coming down at all, which means when this white line, which is the short-term trend, pushes back up, that price is going to end up pushing back up with it, and it's going to push up hard. So if we do not see the bearish divergence ending here, right, and just seeing all this selling pressure continuing to speed up, right? If that selling pressure doesn't speed up and we see the buying pressure come in, then that means that we're going to end up hitting another higher high, which will more than likely be that resistance at 83.8K, right? And let's say we don't get that happening and we just continue to dump. Like I said before, we're looking at 75K from there. So we're at a very, very particular area inside of Bitcoin right now. And when you look at the daily chart here, you're seeing the %R trend exhaustion shows that it's overbought right here. It's just kind of chilling there. Both the long and short-term trend overbought. The MACD showing the buying pressure, a little bit of selling pressure coming in. So there's a possibility we could see that pullback coming eventually here on Bitcoin. And then we got the weekly chart still showing the bullish divergence right here, which is kind of what's pushing everything up a little bit, right? Bullish divergence, lower lows on the chart and higher lows on the MACD. The real question is this the last higher low on the MACD? This little one right here, is that the last higher low? Or will we end up seeing some selling pressure coming in and a little bit more of another higher low and then it breaking out? Because if this is the last higher low on the MACD, that means it's also the last lower low on the chart, right? And if it's not the last higher low on the MACD, that means we have another lower low to go on the chart. And if you look at the 50-day moving average on the weekly chart, we're still bouncing off that area. Like I said before, if we break past that 50-day moving average on the weekly chart, then we're effectively declaring ourselves as like bullish pretty much, if that happens, right? And then the next resistance from that point on is going to be that next Fibonacci at 89K. The next major resistance will be 89K. If we break past the 50-day moving average, which is currently at 82K, right? Well, 81.2K, right? So that's pretty much what we're waiting for right now when it comes to Bitcoin, right? And then coming over here to the smaller charts, you can see we did get rejected at the Fibonacci just now, and we also got rejected at the trend line on that rising wedge. Remember, rising wedges are bearish patterns. We already broke down to the downside of that bearish pattern, right? We already broke down to the downside, and now you can see us using the bottom trend line as a resistance level, as well as getting rejected at that Fibonacci resistance at 80.2K. So you're seeing that pullback there. And now we're also seeing the 50-day moving average that we bounced off right there. So there's a possibility to actually pull back from here and break that 50-day moving average, right? If we can't break past this resistance, there's that possibility that we just break down from here. And if you look at the MACD, this right here, again, this is bearish divergence in its complete essence, right? Bearish divergence in its complete essence. You're seeing the higher lows on the MACD while simultaneously seeing the lower lows on the chart. This is what I mean by our other lower highs on the chart, right? We're seeing the higher highs on the chart while simultaneously seeing the lower highs on the MACD, right? And that is very, very, very important because at the end of bearish divergence, that's when you typically dump, right? And that's kind of what it looks like it's happening now. If we don't get an insane amount of buying pressure right here, we're going to end up dumping because we're at the end of the 2-hour bearish divergence. So there's a possibility that it can dump. We just have to wait to see if it can dump down to 75K. But there is a possibility for it to do that, right? Because when you look at the 4-hour, it kind of looks like it wants to continue bearish divergence. But then again, it can do the same thing that it did here. And it could do the same thing right here and continue to dump from there. So that is a very big thing, right? Now, moving on from the technicals, because we're just going to have to wait and see what happens here with the technicals. But moving on from that, kind of talking about some user sentiment, what other people are looking at. Crypto Rover here, they say a whale just opened a $55.3 million long on Bitcoin with 12x leverage, liquidation price 74.1K, right? So that's 5.6% away. So this guy's saying, what does he know, right? Somebody that opened a $55 million long, but the second that they open that long, they're immediately down on their long position by $1.1 million. So, I mean, yeah, you could say, oh yeah, there's big millionaire whales, billionaire whales, doing $55 million longs on Bitcoin. I don't really see that as being a big thing. Because the thing is like they're human too. Like they can make mistakes too. Like they can fail on their trades too. And we see this time and time again when we see these huge liquidations. These huge liquidations aren't coming from us. Like when we get liquidated, it's $1,000 here, $1,000 here, adds up to be about $1 billion, right? But it's everybody collectively. But when these whales get liquidated, they get liquidated just as hard. But people, when they talk about their liquidations, they're like, oh, we don't really care about the liquidations. We just care about it before it gets liquidated, right? Before it gets liquidated, like right now, people care that they see a $55 million long. But let's say that $55 million long gets liquidated. People aren't really going to be talking about it, right? So I do expect this to be a wild ride. So whether or not it gets liquidated or not, doesn't matter because, these whales, they can't predict everything. They don't know everything, which means they can get liquidated just as hard as you can. So I really wouldn't go too far into that. And then there's the people that are super short, super bearish here. Like this person said, I told you not to long around 81K. It's getting rejected now, even though it was just a kind of a small rejection right there. We're still close to that resistance, so we're still not out the woodworks. And if you look at this, the percent R on the 4-hour is still looking like it wants to push up higher. So I would be extremely careful with the bearishness, right? I wouldn't be too bullish right now because we're way overbought, and I wouldn't be too bearish right now because the way all the indicators are looking, it's looking like anything can happen. So I would literally take a step back and sit on your hands. That's literally the best strategy right now. Anyways, this person says Bitcoin is failing to close above the CME gap. Last time they saw this, it went down 30.5%. So let's see if the bears are right. But anyways, this is all I got for you guys today. Go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys want me to go over next. Check out FOMO.family. This is a social media trading app where you can trade meme coins in literally every crypto. Like you can trade all the big cryptos too, but they have all the top trending meme coins. They have all the meme coins that just graduated, and they have it on Solana. They have Base, and they have Robinhood chain. But you can see all the trending meme coins that are doing stupid numbers. 25,000% in the last 24 hours, right? You're seeing all these meme coins that are doing stupid, absolutely dumb numbers, and you can literally follow what the top traders are doing, right? You can follow the top traders, see what they're doing. If the top traders are buying something, like how this guy just bought some, I don't think he's a top trader. He just got a little $8,000 in there. But you can see when your friends are buying different coins, and you can follow them. You can see when I'm buying different coins. You can see what I'm currently in. I'm in Base Juice still, waiting for this trade to play out. It's been up, it's been down, but I'm just waiting for it to play out, right? I put in originally like 90 something dollars. I went all the way up to like 165, something like that, back down to 129, waiting to see how this plays out because if I wasn't being so scared getting in and out and stuff, I would be up so much on base juice, right? I would be up so much on this project if I wasn't getting in and out, being super scared, right? But yeah, definitely go ahead and check out this FOMO.family app. I think it's pretty good. But anyways, this is all I got for you guys today. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. Oh yeah, use the link in the description. Get a discount on your trading fees. But yeah, hit the like button, subscribe, all that good stuff. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. As always, I'll be back with another video.